consciously eating.
Go. All right. So another day, another video. This time we're gonna take a look at Ice Cold with Slammer in blue and Square Root in red. And yeah, what's the favorite here, Haffey? What do you think? Who is favorite here?
I think Square Root's favorite against anybody in the
Yeah,
war game right now.
yeah. He's by far, like, I think considered by most to be the strongest player. Not sure what the reason is, like for everyone, giving their reasons. I think for me personally, it's just the diverse play he has, like, and he in general knows everything and every counter. Like it feels like he's seen everything. Like I have some new cheeses I want to play out or try or stuff. I just have to play one game versus Square Root, and he already has the counter down in the moment he sees it. So yeah, very rarely am I able to surprise Square Root, and yeah, he's just a very solid player in general, I think. But from your perspective, I mean, you are pretty new to Little Wargame, and I think you already played him a couple times. How do you feel when you play against him? Like, is he stronger than you? Do you feel like intimidated by his experience, or I don't know?
I would say it's mostly like experience. I think Square Root is really good at like I said, like very abusive builds, and he really knows like where the line is on like pushing his units. The other thing is just like his raider control is just very strong. Very hard to manage. I'd say the other thing that kind of just makes him hard to deal with is he's just like I think his scouting. You know, he's just very good at scouting and very good at kind of pushing his units to the limit. So
Yeah.
definitely had to deal with that several times. Usually doesn't go well for me when he's using the raiders.
All right. So have you played Slammer at all? Like more than once?
Yeah, I've played
Okay.
I've played Slammer several times as well.
Nice. How do you feel about Slammer? Something different,
Um,
something similar to Square Root, or you think it's, I don't know, more even
I
maybe?
think I definitely think Square Root is better mechanically.
Mm-hmm.
I think Slammer, at least in my games against him, which, like I said, just, you know, like 6 or 7 games against somebody isn't a whole lot to draw on.
Yeah.
Um, he definitely feels typically to be a little bit heavier on like being like a 2 base tech player into a
Mm,
later third.
mm,
And I find that's a lot easier to play against for me personally, because I feel
mm,
like one of my strengths is also just being active with my units and scouting, much like Square Root is. I like Square Root's scary in the sense that I think he understands, like generally speaking, taking a fast third and then scouting and then countering whatever's coming at you.
mm.
I think is just in general better play. I think it's harder to do, but I think if you can do it, I think it's more optimal.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I think in the past, Slammer was actually pretty much all inning, like on 3 or 2 base, depending on the map. And he, yeah, kind of is known for doing these kinds of things. So that's what I know. Other than that, I think I got destroyed by Slammer most cases or most games. I only, like with most players, I can beat him when I play cheese. And I think in the beginning we just saw how both players actually scouted around for proxies. Slammer even taking 2 workers to do that. So I think it just shows that Slammer doesn't really feel that confident versus proxy stuff or cheese in general. And I think maybe if I'm Slammer, I would be on the lookout for that exact thing as well. But if
I
I'm
think this
Square
game
Root,
might have just ended.
why?
Well, I don't want to say that prematurely, but Square Root really just got a huge upper hand with the raider control here, and now he's really going to interrupt the mining. He was already mining earlier. He had already delayed the natural of Slammer, and then he just won that 3v3 fight with the raiders pretty handily, and now
Can you
it's
please let me know
premature
what
of
your
me to maybe
timestamp
say
is? Holy fuck. Are you that far ahead? I'm at 3:35. 3 minutes
I'm
35.
at 4:30.
What the heck? You are a minute. What? How
Hey,
does that work?
we should try screen sharing, so because I keep getting ahead of you.
How's that
I
working? Like,
started when you
let me.
started.
Yeah, I will. let's just share my screen here. Just give me a second.
Yeah, I'll exit out and I'll just watch your.
Let me see if it
'Cause, I
works.
think
Maybe it's too much, but I hope it works. You can see it or it's lagging.
tell you in a second.
Yeah, now I see the 3 versus
It
3.
looks a little. It looks a little choppy, but I can see it. It
Oh
looks.
my god. Okay, but Squarewood wins this 3 versus 3. But at the moment we have 3 Raiders still. Okay, but yeah, now
Yes, but
no 1-1.
the big thing there is when he flashed, he really overkilled that Raider Square Root, and Square Root really did a good job distributing out his damage. So this is a situation where I think Square Root had the slightly earlier natural, and now he gets to spend the next minute, maybe a little less than a minute, maybe. Because even when this second Raider comes out for Slammer, his other Raider is so damaged that he still can't necessarily press him off. Square Root is going to get to be a bully for a little while here.
This Raider dies now. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So he just gets to... This is what I was saying here. I mean, this puts Slammer in such a pickle.
Unfortunately.
I don't understand the second house being so early.
I think Slammer wanted to add the second Rex earlier and go for something, like I said, maybe an all-in or something like that. Or he's just doing something down here. When did he sneak this workout? I did miss that entirely.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the second house force. So he gets dense now. You think that's out of desperation or is that premeditated, like something he has prepared? I think he has that prepared, right?
I missed the move out, so
yeah, he moved out
hard to say.
damn early.
I'm assuming it had to be planned, just due to the fact that it seems like it was sent down there before the Raider fight happened. So.
And Squarewood smells it already and is scouting around. He didn't.
He's just looking for a third, making sure that's not getting up.
Yeah, but look at this. Okay, this is the third. Okay, but this archer is also like taking a weird turn. Ah, okay.
No, this is just Square Root trying to lean on him. He knows he got the unit lead, and now he just can take a third and then kind of keep leaning. I don't think he necessarily. I don't think Square Root knows that this den is down. I think he just.
Yeah, not yet.
It's just one of those things where you don't have to overcomplicate things. He just knows that there's no third. There's no third even being attempted. So Square Root can know safely that Slammer is doing something, whether it's dragons or a cata drop or
you will try going
secret.
Yeah, now he tries to go
he's just going to go into the main.
Oh, there was the
the second Square Root gets in here and only sees 2 houses and nothing else.
3.
He will know something is proxied.
3 houses.
Yeah, with three houses
fortress.
is even more.
Yeah.
3 houses is even more damning. Like, what do you need all this supply for?
Yeah, and where is it? Like you see only 2 raiders and that's it. Yeah. So, okay, now he starts scouting. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious now that there is something proxied.
And right now, Square Root is ahead in supply still, but Square Root taking the third now. Would you cancel the third now and just get a second Rex? Because Square Root only has a Den and a Rex. And he knows that Slammer already has 1 Rex. 1 Rex versus 2 Dens.
Definitely wouldn't. I'd keep this third up. The third is kind of a pressure point. Like, the third is kind of forces Slammer's hand. Slammer really has to make something happen or he's dead within... economically dead if he doesn't do something. So I like that the third in and of itself puts a certain amount of pressure. Square Root's also about to scout the proxy. It's super obvious that there is one after his Raider got in. So the jig is up.
So now you go back as Square Root, right? You just go back, kill the dens, and even a third den. All right. So we have 4 production buildings on 2 base, and Slammer is saying, okay, no third. And a fourth then. Okay, so he's not he's not doing anything with the Rex now. I guess it's only beast then. Okay.
I think this is a very simple hold now for Square Root. I think Square Root just has to...
But that's not good. That's not good. All the archers dying. Uh-oh.
Not the end of the world, though. No, he should lose these archers, but like I'm saying, I just don't think this is the end of the world. Just like confirming what was going on for Square Root was really the big thing. Because now, like, Square Root can realistically tower his third. He's already done so. And then he'll just set up some light SimCity around it. And wolves are so bad against simmed towers that
Indeed, they are not good. But this looks scary, man. So many wolves,
nah.
2 raiders. Like, he will use this. Like, he will use the archers, he will use the wolf, and even this archer maybe.
Yeah, but he's buying time. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to suck the hype out of this, but I think with the towers coming up and all the production coming up for Square Root, I feel like if you're Square Root here, you got a big grin. Yeah.
Okay, so he feels confident right now. All right.
I would be, you know.
But what would your action like? Only 2 wrecks now, and a den, and you think, oh, and a werewolf then. That's interesting. Okay, so werewolves and archers.
I don't like that he's going for the werewolves. I think that all you should be doing here is making units out of everything you have. I feel like the werewolves take too long to get into. I feel like this is a position where Slammer is in a do-or-die position with this third mining. The werewolf isn't really going to come into play for a while, so I would rather just see him making wolves and barracks units. Even workers are fine to still make here, because the workers are not bad fighting units against wolves.
Yeah, I mean, he is behind on supply already, like severely, in my opinion.
The supply is misleading here, though.
Okay, because it's only wolf, and wolf is worthless.
Yeah, it's not worthless, but all Slammer can do is hold position on the workers, like he's doing here.
But he will kill all the workers, and then the tower is like, and there will be no new wolves streaming in. I think it looks still good for the Slammer.
This is what I mean. I just wish that Square had been making his own wolves, even if it's one at a time. It still helps with the surface area, because even if he has, like, let's say 4 wolves to put in his natural, he could use 3 or 4 of the wolves to kind of like create like a little wall. And it's really just all about limiting surface area on these larger wolf islands. Because you can be outnumbered in wolves 2 to 1, but if you have you know, like a tower you can sit on, it's just not gonna work for good.
Werewolf is still not coming out, and all the units got picked off. There's nothing. Where are the units for Square Root? There's 1 archer here, a 2nd archer here, but here we have 4 workers, and that's it. This tower is done for. This base is done for, right?
I don't think it's done for yet, but it's definitely awkward for him. I definitely don't think he's smiling anymore. If he I think this was kind of mishandled, or maybe misjudged by Square Root. There's the only thing I can think of in my mind is perhaps Square Root, after seeing all of the demos, perhaps he thought to himself, Slammer knows that I know, so Slammer won't do it. Maybe he'll expand.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. That's
they are constantly being 4 wolves produced. That's just a lot of units streaming in constantly.
Yeah.
And with the income, I think
we can see how good the tower is against the wolves. This is still
amazing.
And if we can see, can I see what the
8
income
kills.
looks like? Because
what do you want to see?
what does the income look like really quickly? Because once this werewolf gets out,
Square Root has less income. Not sure if he has less workers or less workers even.
He's mined about 100 more at this point in time, but he will. He's down in units loss, so he's gonna lose this lead pretty soon. But once the werewolf comes out, it should help in the defense.
Yeah, let's see how long. I mean, the werewolf got kind of nerfed with the smash dealing damage now to the werewolf itself. But I think the most important thing is that the wolf is not surrounded. Like, if the werewolf is not surrounded, everything is good, and you can just kite the whole time. But
it's a pretty big nerf. The other thing too is the raiders are gonna, if he can keep the raiders from dying to the archers, like he let the tower kill the raider. I think that was a bigger deal than
this this tower already killed 2 or 3 raiders from Slammer.
Yeah.
Okay, now we see it.
The raiders staying alive, I think, is a big deal because they can actually kind of nuke the werewolf a little bit.
Why is Square not producing in these 2 racks? What is he doing? Ah, he's wanting.
I think all of his money is in the werewolf right now.
Oh.
If he can just keep this, if he can keep the werewolf alive and he can keep his third from
now it's
going
surrounded.
down, this is bad.
Now it's surrounded. Oh, it isn't. Oh, not surrounded. Not surrounded. Yeah, now it's surrounded, and there's no smash anymore. Oh. That's not good. Yeah, look at how fast it's dying. Can he get another smash out? Can he? Can he? I don't think he can. Oh, it started. Yeah, okay, it started, but was dying before it's gone through. Well, that looks like dire straits for Square Root, right?
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, this has definitely had a tipping point. He is losing a ton of wolves here.
Yeah, that's like a suicide squad right there. And the second werewolf is coming.
Yeah. I honestly can't tell who's ahead now. It's such an awkward
how would
position.
you?
I've got.
I think just by income, Square Root is behind.
It's misleading though because Slammer would have to. Slammer hasn't. He just started his third, so Square Root can kind of outproduce him on workers. But he's not really producing workers very consistently.
Yeah, it's kind of even now. Look at this, like 50 to 40.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, once again, the supply is still kind of misleading. Square Root's supply is better supply.
More value.
The other thing too is I've got to assume Slammer is going to go up in eco, but not by a lot. But Square Root does have the better tech in the werewolves. So Slammer going for his own werewolf, that makes sense. So the tech advantage isn't really there anymore.
And he has more dens, he can go for 2 werewolf dens, and then Square Root has to do something. Oh, is that another surround? Is that another?
No,
oh,
there's not enough. There's not enough to surround it. Like,
okay, the square splash was okay. Yeah, if Square Root loses this werewolf, it's kind of over. But he's not. So Slammer retreating now. Oh, and a bird. Okay, interesting.
I really like this bird because right now with the wolf aggression slowing down, and he obviously is not going to see Slammer's werewolf anytime soon. It's definitely, you got to be pretty worried here as Square Root in terms of what the transition is. Is it like, is there a dragon lair on the way? Because there's obviously some kind of transition going on. Just with the fact that you don't see a million wolves anymore, that money went somewhere. So I like the bird a lot for that.
Yeah, let's follow the bird. What's this scouting? Okay, I like this from Slammer. I like that he's still a bit annoying here, baiting the army back and keeping Square Root on his side of the map. Although there is the bird, even if Square Root finds out about the werewolf transition, he will see that it's still kind of even, and I think Square Root can just put down a den of his own and upgrade that to the werewolves, and then both have like werewolves, and then we go into werewolf war or something. But I think in worker count, yeah, Slammer is still ahead, and that means on 3 base he's mining more consistently. Yeah. Which will be a trouble.
It's not like a huge difference in eco at this point, but you've got to assume that Slammer likes his position now.
Slammer is already 500 gold ahead.
It was really crazy of Square Root to try and go for the werewolves in the face of a proxy 3 den.
Yeah, he could have had an easier time dealing with all this aggression early on.
Yeah, I felt like he could have shut this down a lot harder had he just committed to the defense.
I think killing these dens is fine, but I don't know. It's a bit late to do that.
I mean, well, he has to kind of kill that. Killing the dens is, I think, borderline mandatory.
Yeah. Okay, and the bird scouted everything, so Square Root knows. And yeah, both bad dens will die, I guess. Oh, but he has
a hard fight though.
He missed this
backstab is gonna hurt.
Yeah, he missed it. Just barely, like the unit was just passing by. But he sees it, hold position, and now he has to kind of take stuff back. Okay, he leaves 1 werewolf.
Yeah, I really think Slammer should really. I don't think people do it enough. Where he should really have one of his wolves watching for the army to come down.
I mean, he has the 2 werewolves waiting here, and now they move in. I guess they want to.
Well, I guess I just mean so you know when to pull out because he might get trapped here. Is all.
No, you mean like this wolf waiting here or something?
Yes, just to see how much time he has left to play with the workers, you know.
Yeah, now he's trapped. But he will kill a lot of workers, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And
think
this
getting
Raider
out
could
with
actually get out.
I think getting out with the units to be annoying another day is better than an extra couple of
Yeah.
workers, though. But
Yeah, nice one. Very good.
getting
Send
the
it
Raider
here.
out of there is really nice.
Oh, Square Root not paying attention, losing this werewolf is not good. Or is he losing it? Ah, yeah, okay, now.
Yep.
Unfortunate. And the second just coming out now. Square Root's still, like, yeah, massively behind in worker count, I guess. Yeah, 10 workers, 9 now.
Yeah. I really cannot believe how this game flipped on its head. I mean, after he won that Raider fight, he was so far ahead. I thought the game was kind of over there, and then he even got the follow-up scout, knew what was coming his way.
But he just went for
found the proxy.
werewolves.
He was just too greedy.
I guess going for the werewolves was like really biting him in the ass now.
It's really expensive. You built plenty of one-base werewolves yourself. You know, starting that werewolf den is pretty expensive. Imagine if he could have built 2 more towers.
Yeah,
and
500 gold.
Wolves,
yeah, or roughly 500 gold. Not sure.
Well, even just for the initial investment, like the 200 or so, that's possibly 2 towers. Yeah. Could you imagine if there was a second tower and a third in natural? Like,
game would be completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's the mind games where Square Root tries to predict what Square Root predicts because he knows that Square Root knows and stuff like that. Maybe that's exactly what he thought.
That's my best guess. That's my if I had to guess, maybe he thought that like he scouted it so early that like he'd think to himself, "There's no way Slammer does this." You know, Slammer's got to respect me enough to not do this.
Oh, and Slammer's like, "Nope."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Square Root has not like 4 werewolves, same supply, 4 werewolves win versus this kind of army, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the tower, the thing is, it's not just about winning the fight. Square Root also has to deal with the workers and the towers, so it's like, and like, there's 2 more werewolves coming, so Slammer doesn't even need to win the fight. He just needs to buy time, and he wins.
But Square Root saw the fortress upgrade. I don't know why Slammer is doing this at the natural. He could do that here, and Square Root wouldn't know, but he's doing it here.
A power move.
Look what I can do. You know it, and you can do stuff about it. Okay, now this, I like this. Just shutting down this castle is like a nice idea. I like that.
I don't think he's gonna be able to do it though.
Yeah, maybe
not. These incoming werewolves.
Yeah. Oh, is Slammer sending the werewolves around? Ooh, that's tricky.
This is kind of. This is a little awkward though. I mean, he's getting a lot of shots in with these archers targeting werewolves.
Slammer is doing this runaround thing, which is really good. Like, surrounding with werewolves is the best you can do.
Good. It's a little sketchy in the sense that he is taking a lot of damage on these first 3 werewolves, but once he gets this around, I think this might just be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, now he sees the werewolves and is like, oh no.
If he just staggers the slams, I just hope he doesn't do both of them at once.
Yeah, I think he smashed with the first one, and now he can smash with this one, but he's not. Yeah, okay, 2 werewolves maybe dying for Slammer, and that's it. And all the archers will go down the drain.
Should really be able to get 1 more werewolf at least. 2.
Ooh. Okay, 3 werewolves?
Okay, 2 werewolves.
Is it 3? Yeah, 3 werewolves. Okay. Still traded well, but losing all your army is like not great. So let's see.
I think that was.
Yeah, there's still only 1. Okay, both players going for dragons, and we have still 2 werewolves. That's something we see not that often.
Yeah, for Square Root. But we have a near mirrored situation here, but one player just has far superior economy.
Yeah, 4 base versus 3 base now. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Slammer is ahead now.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, he's playing it well. Come on, like he's not like being scared. Like I would be scared with this. Like in the beginning with the wolves and stuff, I would be scared to go into this kind of space. And Slammer kind of made it work. Whole position here, killing the workers.
He had to make it work. I mean, you can't be scared in that. I mean, that's like you have like I'm saying, the third base of Square Root puts a timer on him. He has like a boot to his neck. He's got to do something with those wolves soon. So like going for that, absolutely what he had to do. I just think Square Root was a little bit too greedy, or maybe he underestimated the amount of wolves that could really be there. I'm not sure what it was. I thought that was going to be like a borderline free win for Square Root after seeing everything. Like getting a really good early game, then getting the scout of everything. Like I felt like that's, in my eyes, I mean that's a closed case. Game,
Should have been over, but it wasn't.
But I mean, yeah, it happens. I think Slammer just really said YOLO. Went for it. It worked out, man. And then I mean, from there, I mean, Slammer hasn't really missed a beat after that.
There were no major errors. I think the one error which decided this game was this werewolf. Then maybe that's it. And after that, Slammer just didn't let go and was just doing his thing.
Yeah.
And playing
I think the only major mistake that Slammer made was the Raider losing the Raider fight, and then after that, I mean, Square Root just made a bigger mistake in the sense that he just really didn't respect the floor den enough.
But on this level of skill, it's really coming down to one error really. Like the player who's doing the last time the bigger mistake is usually losing. That's how close they are skill-wise. So even though we consider Square Root the favorite here, it's still like not as if he cannot make up for this error. Like there's no way back now into this game. Like what needs to happen for Square Root to take this game? He needs to stay on 3 base. He can't afford a 4th, and he just has to accept his fate and play from behind now. And that's obviously not gonna looking good.
I mean, it looks like to me Square Root is hoping he can maybe do some invisible werewolf harass down the line and come back that way somehow. That's maybe he's hoping that the thing is the healing isn't going to help that much in a direct fight in the sense that the werewolves do so much damage to each other that the healing ward isn't going to be that impactful. So it's really got to be a play for Cloak, I gotta think.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Man, so many werewolves for Slammer. Holy shit. But no upgrades.
He's being really careful too, which I don't mind. He's confirmed multiple times that Square Root's only on 3 base, so I think he's right to be careful. He has every advantage. There's no reason to waste his lead, but...
He's going in. Just as you pointed out, he's careful and that's the right call. He's going in. Nice.
Spread out, committing too many of his werewolves to get slammed at once.
This ballista is a weird place. Why is the ballista here?
Well, he saw the power play, the fortress and the natural. I think Square Root was expecting dragons much earlier.
Where are the dragons? Ah, here. Dragons then now. Two of them.
Yeah. The fortress has been done for a really long time, but Square Root, he made the advanced workshop and the ballista when he saw that fortress, so...
Oh no.
Just kind of anticipating dragons.
Earlier, Square Root was able to...
Bad time to be a worker.
Yeah. Earlier, he blocked out one werewolf which was coming into the third with a house. Really nice place. But now, he missed that. And the ballista is pretty much damaged, but first dragon is out. Damn, it's so laggy. I guess we're gonna do a recording afterwards.
Streaming?
Yeah, streaming just slows down everything so much.
Okay.
It's not a biggie.
I can try and we can go back to the replay thing. It's just I feel like my game goes so much faster than yours.
Yeah. No, it's good. I mean, it's because I'm streaming, I think. When we do a recording, that's usually like, I think 30 seconds or something that might happen, but only after 10 minutes or so. So that's okay. But yeah, I mean, at this point, like, Square Root, I mean, he holds this, like, he drags it out, and he even holds this whole thing here. And yeah, I mean, there's the upgrade, you pointed it out already, the priest is already there. So, yeah, but these, like, the third, again, like, how many workers did Square Root lose so far? 29 workers were dying for Square Root this game. 29! That's like what he needs to mine from all his bases. Crazy, absolutely crazy. And yeah, this I mean, The dragon, like I've always find it amazing how bad dragons are versus werewolves. Like the dragon is just tickling the werewolves, right? Absolutely crazy. And there are more werewolves coming. And yeah, just at this point, I think I would tap out. If I would be scared, I would have already been scared, tapped out. Yeah, wow, another werewolf drop. I don't know. Yeah, another werewolf's coming in here. We have the 5th base going up for Slammer.
We don't have the Iron Will.
Yeah, maybe that's the issue. Killing the tower and then just wrecking all the workers there. Oh yeah.
So he's still winning. He can't even comprehend that he can lose. So he can't leave.
Slammer ain't bad, man. Slammer is pretty damn good. Like that, it was one mistake from Square Root and Slammer took it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised. I feel like the thing Slammer did exactly kind of what I would expect him to do. Some kind of 2-base, like semi all-in, or like usually, I feel like it's usually tech-based, but it always feels like some kind of semi all-in, where it's like it has to do kind of good damage, or he's kind of screwed.
Yeah.
I feel like he played right into that MO. And Square Root found out exactly what it was. I just think it's just crazy that it worked.
He just didn't respect it a lot. Maybe that's the issue.
Yeah.
He didn't respect it as much as he should have. Oh my god. No more werewolves coming. More and more.
Yeah.
This airship still has one in it.
I will say, the fact that this game's still going on, I mean, Slammer's just been, you know, leading on Mr. Square Root here this whole time, but it's definitely been...
Alright, Sylvan Charm. What do you think about Sylvan Charm? Like, in general, is it a map you would like to play, or you think it's too big, or maybe too, I don't know, too straightforward? Maybe too many ninja bases?
I don't hate Sylvan Charm, but it's definitely going to be a veto for me more often than not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it is too big for you?
Not that it's too big. I just find that the early game interactions feel very awkward. It feels like you like on one hand, cheese is really good on this map, just due to how the dichotomy of how good greed is on this map also kind of makes cheese and proxy play good by virtue of that. So it makes the early game feel a little bit more coin flippy in the sense that like greedy play on this map is much better against standard play than normal, which makes cheese good. You know, which it turns it into a little bit more of a rock paper scissors than most maps, which I dislike. So I typically would prefer to veto this.
All right. No, that's fair enough. I like it because I can play greedy. Of course, I can die to cheese as well. But also, when you play proxy stuff here, it's always gonna be later. Like on shorter maps, the proxies can be like for example a 7 house or something. Like on Ravaged, which is relatively small, you can do pretty aggressive cheese proxy stuff, and on Sylvan that's not really the case. And oh, we see a Rex and a Dent from Square Root. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting opening.
But on such a big map, so the units will take ages until they reach the base of Slammer. I think Square Root should have proxied these.
I think this is a crazy that he didn't proxy either of these buildings. Like if he proxied the racks, that would have made a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, one of them at least. Yeah, 100%.
Because this is the kind of map where I think I much prefer Slammer's like rock paper scissors wise. I prefer Slammer's position here.
Yeah. See. Oh my god. What is Square Root thinking? What is the idea? Just to make sure that he's like, I don't know. Maybe he wants to just make sure that there's no third in front, or or Harris the natural of but
we'll see what he's able to do. I mean, I think this is worst case scenario for Square Root, because not only is it castle first, like castle first into 2 den, like
it's
which
great.
The dens are gonna make the archers very bad.
Yeah.
Like.
But then he can just do raiders.
I can think.
Then he can just do raiders and wolves.
Okay, so a big tell, I think, Square he wasn't producing anything out of his racks for a while,
Hmm.
and his archer didn't start moving across the map till just now. I feel like this has got to be he anticipated Slammer was going to do a cheese on this map and just wanted to get a build order win. Because the archer stayed, the wolves even kind of looked around for a proxy, and then he got in with the first wolf, sees that it's castle first, and he actually canceled the second archer, started a raider, and then sent the archer late. So this is definitely not like a plan. This was like a, I think he was metagaming.
And
And
it
this is what
backfired.
makes Square sometimes hard to play against. Is like sometimes you think you've got like a good cheese for him, and he's ballsy enough to blind counter it. Oh, getting a wolf trapped here, that's huge.
How far ahead of you are you? Are you right now?
I'm at 330. I'm pausing it.
All right, I'm at 320, 29, no, 21, 22.
A wolf gets
23.
trapped on the ramp.
Yeah,
Big
exactly
deal.
now. Oh, interesting, with 2 wolves actually. Interesting. Okay, now I'm 330. The archer arrives, and we have the battle.
And I gotta say, this if you're Square, you gotta be really upset with like what went down here.
Yeah.
Because this is worst case scenario. I mean, the raiders are going to eventually help, but having honestly a wolf disadvantage and 1 archer, it feels kind of bad. Especially when you think about if it gets kind of sketchy ever. Slammer's got all these workers he can fight with. I mean, it's
if I would be
12
scared, I would
workers
just retreat now.
and
I
grub.
would just retreat. I think I would not stay around here, like doing this little.
How can you?
Well, you have to.
How can you retreat? Well, I mean, from my point of view, getting this worker pull is the best thing that's happened in a while, just losing the mining time. But when you're down 6 workers and it's only growing, and yeah, now he's getting trapped. Like, this is just...
Oh god, he's
this
gonna
feels
get
like a
surrounded.
build
Oh
order
no, he's gonna get surrounded. I see that the... Oof. Square Root losing all the units now? He's losing all the units, right? Oh my god. Maybe he can get away with the Raider. Maybe he can even get... Yeah, okay. With the Raider he can get out, okay. Oh my god. That's...
The problem is, it's not even like he has that many raiders compared to the wolf count. Since he made the archer and then the Rax is idle, like... You got to think about in a normal game, like the Rax is first before the den.
Yes.
It's constant raiders. This game, the Rax was late, and then it was an archer, and then a long cut on the Rax, and then a late raider. So this is just a really
ugly game.
I don't know what to call it other than a build order loss. I mean, it's the risk you take. I mean, he really was banking heavily on Slammer going for something cheeky, and then just having like a super safe like shutdown for it. But
you agree with Slammer here on taking so many workers to defend this? You think that's the right call, or you would just do it with the wolves?
Yeah.
No, you would.
No, I think that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, because what he was trying to do with it is he was trying to just, like, he knows he has such a huge economic lead.
Yeah.
The only thing Square is going for him right now is possibly the Raiders. So he was just using the workers to try and bruise the Raiders. And once the Raiders are bruised enough, he can actually then
just go
on the map with his wolves.
Yeah. The thing is both going for dragons. They have roughly the same time. So, and Square Root got his second base up. Of course, he's behind in mining and Echo in general. And I think in general he's behind, but I think it's still not entirely over. Like a build order loss means it's kind of over, or like really over. But I think it's still not game. But maybe that's just wrong.
This is what makes me the worst kind of caster. Is I'm just like look at this and I'm like, I feel like I you know, you're looking at like a situation where you're making mirrored kind of tech or units, and one player's down 6+ workers. You know, percentage-wise, that's like that's a huge percentage of economy that Square Root's down.
I mean, I agree, he's behind, but
a little crazy with his wolves.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a bad habit of Slammer, just going in there and losing all the wolves, or throwing them away like he doesn't really need them. I don't know.
Yeah, I do think it's a bit crazy. It definitely is a weakness. I think he's overvaluing attack. Like, I think getting on the Raiders, especially after he did such a good job bruising all the Raiders, is fine. But I think the position you want to be in as the Raider player or the Wolf player is, I think you want to get close. I think you want to force them to pull the workers. And then you just, like, are already backing off. Like, you just kind of want to bait worker pulls. But I think actually fighting the workers is a good way to throw away your map control. Workers are so darn good at fighting in this game.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, we see two
it's
Dragon Lairs for Slammer. I mean, he was pretty rich a second ago, so I guess 2-layer production will be better than 1-layer production. So Square Root still in the ropes, kinda, but the map control thing shifted, and I think, yeah, okay, the three wolves at the same time being produced, so we have like a constant stream of new wolves. But come on, there are so many raiders now.
This dragon's gonna keep him safe. He'll be at least even on dragons at the very worst, and yeah, I mean, what do you want Square Root to do here in this position? I mean, all he can do is he's down an entire base in eco now. Slammer's done another good job this game of. I mean, Slammer's no slouch. I mean, Slammer got a lead, and he's just
playing.
He's just pressing
like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's just
solid. Just a solid game from Slammer in this case.
Yep.
No way around
definitely,
it.
Like I said, it's another one of those things where like this game is the best example of why I veto Sylvian Charm. There's a lot more rock paper scissors to it.
Just making your case. I see.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like take anything away from, but I feel like there's a lot more risk involved in Sylvian Charm in your opening.
I don't know. What would I do with the Raiders now? I think what Square Root is doing, like keeping the dragon in the middle of the map and just, I don't know, still doing damage and picking off wolves here and there is the right thing to do. But also, I mean, he confirmed that there are 2 layers, and yeah, I mean, he's getting a 2nd layer now as well. He's getting the advanced version. He's doing what I would do, but he's still so behind.
Yeah.
I don't know. And look at Slammer. His macro is not on top of things. He could produce dragons right now, but he isn't for some reason. Okay, now he starts it. And he already has 3. Is it 3? Yeah, 3 dragons versus 2 dragons and an archer. But he also has 7 wolves, and there are no raiders anymore. And he's like 7 workers ahead. So in every department, Square Root right now looks like he's struggling, and he is behind. And yeah, that's not looking too great. Looks like we're gonna have a 2-0 here. Damn.
I gotta say, I really feel for Square Root in this one. I mean, I mean, that's just the price you pay when you metagame that hard. I mean, if he had gone for, like, when I say rock, paper, scissors, I normally mean, like, if Square Root, let's say, opens with something more safe, and when I mean safe, just a standard 1 Rax or, 1 Den into his own castle. And the problem is on Sylvian Charm, that's not really going to do any damage to a castle first on this map, but that is a situation where you're not out of the game, you're just behind, you know? And it feels bad to be in that spot, and that's kind of why I don't like it. Because you just don't want to be in those games where it's like, you just feel like you're at such a disadvantage for not much reason. But this is a situation where nobody made Square Root hard counter a proxy like blindly.
Honestly, if we would have proxied at least 1 building, as we said in the beginning, he would have won this game. Like, straight up.
I don't know about win, but I think it would have been a much more even game.
Yeah.
You know, like
at least much more even, yeah. Maybe not straight up win, but yeah. But now we have the werewolves, we have the dragons soon. Oh my god. And we have 3 base versus 2 base. Oh lord. We have the 4 dragons here. And we have 3 dragons even at home with the tower going up. Oh, that's just in dragon count. I mean, the player with more dragons wins, right? And yeah, at the moment that's Slammer with 4 bases.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not much he can do here. He's just Slammer's just done a good job of bullying with the lead he's had, and that's what you want to do.
Oh, and now a nice round in the air from the dragons. Slammer picking off
the only thing
1 dragon here.
Is Slammer has been focusing on dragon control for a while, but he's had all of his workers at his 3rd idle for, I want to say, close to a minute.
Yeah, as I said, like, sometimes there are some errors, but yeah, it's not game losing.
Obviously, it's not gonna lose him the game, but it's definitely definitely a pretty big mistake, I think, to give up mining on a base for that long.
In an even game, that would be way worse.
Yes. Yes, of course.
But he can afford to make mistakes at the moment.
You know, something I want to see is somebody who has to play Slammer at some point here.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh, just the idling of the workers.
That's the highlight of this game for you. All right.
Yeah, I'm like, yes. A week, yeah.
Oh damn. Yeah, at this point, I mean, where are the upgrades? Okay, there's the animal testing lab for Slammer. There's the third base going up now for Square Root, but it's not gonna go up. No way. Like there's no way it's going up. The dragons are already flying there, chasing this poor 7 HP dragon, killing it. And, oh, interesting. So Slammer is actually retreating and not leaving at least one dragon there. Interesting. Okay.
So Square is willpower.
Yeah.
Second to none. I would have
Tapped out.
tilted over the opening and probably tapped out much earlier.
Yeah. That's the difference between Square Root and you.
Yeah.
Ah man. So first game was just ballsiness. So he was just too bold with the werewolf tech in the face.
Kind of just a bit of a either underestimating the all-in or just some greed. But either way, kind of a blown defense, even though all the cards were shown.
Yeah.
And then game 2, it just kind of looked like a bit of a build order loss. I mean, obviously it takes a while for it to fully play out, but still, he was just he was suffering from the start.
Yeah.